Around this time of year, so many people start their careers, perhaps even their new lives. If you recently graduated from college and you found yourself starting your professional journey as an SDR, BDR, in software sales, congratulations. And if you're still looking for your dream sales job or career, whatever you're trying to do, keep searching, you absolutely will find it. On this channel, we talk everything software sales. I promoted from SDR to account executive, made over 40,000 cold calls. Today, I just recently closed a $50,000 deal, and it's so fascinating to look back to who I was as an SDR, right out of college, scared to run meetings. Now I'm closing deals, working high ticket sales cycles, and making a lot of money in the process. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel now. And if you have 1 second, hit the like button below. Thanks so much for doing that. It's so exciting. You're in a great spot. When I think back 3 years ago, I had just graduated from college. I had my senior year. I lived with all my best friends. And you think, you know what? It's never gonna get better. I had the most fun I'll ever have in my life. I moved myself from Columbus, Ohio to Dallas, Texas. I had a Ford Focus hatchback that I still drive today. I filled my car up with all my possessions and I drove myself from Columbus to Dallas, Texas. I had never been to Texas before, and the mindset, if you found yourself in a new city, starting a new job, you're in a great spot. When I had first moved to the city, it was so exciting. Started a new job, had never worked full-time before, was meeting so many new people, was making real money for the first time, and there's just this excitement energy of, hey, I'm building my own life. I'm no longer living on other people's terms. I'm doing this because this is what I want to be doing, and it was super liberating for me to finally get out on my own, out of the shadow of my state, and say, you know what? I'm an individual, I'm living life, I'm building my future. That's really as simple as that. And when I think back to myself now, and if I could say, hey, let me give my old self advice, there's a lot of different things I would say and mistakes I made. One of the first pieces of advice I would give to someone new in their software sales career, particularly those SDR, BDRs out there, is be yourself. It's really easy to find yourself in a highly competitive environment around a lot of other smart people. You're used to being one of the best people. In college, you got all these good grades, you have all these friends, and then you find yourself in a career at a top tech company or whatever company you're doing. You're saying, wow, there's a lot of other really talented people. All those credentials you had, all those student organizations you were in, all those A+ that you got, that's all thrown out the window. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that matters is your ability to produce. And it's easy to overcompensate. It's easy to act like someone you're not. And the best piece of advice is just be you. Be yourself. Be your unapologetically weird self. People will accept you for being you. And early on, I had roommates, and you're trying to meet a lot of people, and you're just trying to impress people. You're trying to get other people to like you. And if you just be yourself, people will like you for you. And it was hard for me at first because I was doing a lot to compensate, trying to impress other people, and just try and act like someone I wasn't. And until I started moving out, and until I moved it by myself, it took a lot of alone time and self-reflection to realize, hey, I truly know who I am. I know what I want. I'm not super extroverted. I don't like putting myself in social situations, and that's a bit counterintuitive thinking, hey, how can you be successful in sales if you're not extroverted? But I'm actually super introverted, and it's really hard to fake it until you make it when you don't necessarily love being around other people. I get recharged by being alone, and a lot of people don't believe that. They're like, it doesn't make sense, and that's why I like to stay in my place. That's why I like to grind. That's why I like to work really hard, because I find the most satisfaction from working hard, from producing, from finding success at work. I don't necessarily find energy by going out and trying to meet girls and do all this stuff. I like to just stay in my own lane. I like to work hard. I like to make YouTube videos. I like to make cold calls. And I don't want to act like someone I'm not. I go into the office, I keep my head down, and I work really hard. And that's me being myself, because that's my own authentic self. And whoever you are as a person, be yourself, and I promise you, you will find more success sooner rather than later. The second piece of advice that I would give to a new SDR is to hit the like button if you haven't already. That's just a joke, but if you haven't, go ahead and do it now, really. The second piece of advice I would have, those transitions are super fluid. I'm not trying to sell you anything. We don't have any sponsors. That would have been a sponsored post, but we don't have any sponsors. We just make our own independent videos here. Small creator life, that's what it takes. Well, the second piece of advice is to be patient. Throughout my SDR career, I was super impatient. I was driven. I wanted to find success. I wanted to beat other people. I said, if I'm not first, I'm last. And it was really hard to accept the fact that it would take years to promote and get where I wanted to be. When I first started as an SDR, you're low level, you're bottom of the totem pole, you're working with other people, you're pretty much doing grunt work. It's really hard, and a lot of people reach out saying, what is the mindset? How do you deal with the ups and downs? And if you're just entering your software sales career, you're gonna deal with a lot of ups and downs. You may start experiencing failure in a public setting for the first time. When you put yourself in the arena, which is what it is being hired as an SDR at a top tech company, especially if you're in that situation, it's competitive. Statistically, if there's 100 SDRs watching this right now, some of you aren't going to make it. Just bottom line, some of you aren't going to make it. And those of you who work hard and are patient will have a better chance of making it. You got to realize that nothing's going to happen overnight. You need to refine your skills, your craft. Each and every day, those days turn into weeks. Those weeks turn into successful months. Those successful months turn into successful quarters. Those successful quarters turn into successful years. And you stack year after year. And I've only been doing it for 3 years, but I've been promoted 3 or 4 times. And when I first started in software sales, my on-target earnings, base pay, which is fixed, variable pay, which is commission based on performance, was $50,000 at age 22. I'm now age 25. And my OTE is $137,000, around that range, I think it is. Think about that growth. And it was by being patient. There's multiple people I started with, multiple people I've worked with that are no longer at the organization because they were not patient. They weren't willing to wait it out and go through the peaks and the valleys. You're gonna experience peaks and valleys. And the third piece of advice, the best way to put yourself in an optimal situation, of course, is being patient. Ask yourself about your lifestyle. If you find yourself in a new city, trying to meet new friends, looking to have fun, when I was in that position just 3 years ago, it was work really hard. We'd work till 6:30 each and every day, Monday through Friday, and then it'd be go out Friday, Saturday. We'd go out 2 days a week, black out 1 or 2 days a week, and that was it. That was my life. And I don't do that quite as much anymore because I'm a little bit more established. I'm not really looking to meet a whole lot of new friends because I now know as a person, I'm going to be myself and go after what I want to go after, not necessarily live on other people's terms. Ask yourself your lifestyle. And I know you're thinking, wow, Trent, your lifestyle sounded really unhealthy. How did you find success? Bottom line, Monday through Friday, I'm incredibly disciplined and I've always been like that. A couple key factors that will determine your success, both personally and professionally, is water. How much water do you consume and what do you put in your body? This right here, you may be thinking, wow, Trent, that bottle is egregiously big. If you're working from home, get a big water bottle because the bigger your bottle, the more water you drink. That should be a tagline. I'm gonna make that into a shirt. The bigger your bottle, the more water you drink. That's actually hilarious. I just thought of that, by the way. You go ahead and copy it. And if you heard that, drop that in the comments below. I really don't want to forget that. Is that a good tagline? But bottom line, what you put in your body will determine how you feel. So drink water, eat reasonably healthy. And it's really important because if you're not taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically, in your personal life, your professional life will suffer. Next, sleep. A lot of you may be night owls. Some of you may like to watch Netflix. Do you like to watch TV? Do you like to play video games? Do you like to talk on the phone? Whatever it may be, whatever is keeping you up or stimulating your mind at night will impact your ability to get to bed on time, and more importantly, will impact your focus, your discipline, your ability to be consistent day in, day out. I now live in isolation, for better or for worse. It's a moment in time, and I'm not necessarily investing a whole lot in relationships. I do recognize that people are the point of life, and relationships will bring more sustained happiness than any professional success. But in order to reach that level of professional success that I want to reach, that's what I'm focused on now. And that's why I'm entirely locked in, because I have no distractions. I don't have family. I don't have kids running around. I know some of you have a family and maybe saying, Trent, it's unfair. You don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like, and I live by myself because I'm fully focused. I'm like a monk. I feel like a monk that's focused on software sales. And by being patient, by taking care of myself physically, mentally, self-developing, being patient, that's put me in a position to be promoted 3 or 4 times. That's put me in a position to triple my income. And if you're trying to stand out, if you're trying to find success as an SDR, Follow those tips and you will make it to the point you want in your career. Thanks so much for watching this video. Drop any thoughts in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.